What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying your lives to the fullest today. Today we are reviewing the 2023 Lincoln Navigator Black Label L. Huge thank you to Michael Britt over at Ted Britt Lincoln of Chantilly, Virginia for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular Navigator or any Lincoln product, I'll be sure to have Michael's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. First off, like I just said in the last video that I did with the Lincoln Aviator, I wanted to thank each and every one of you guys for subscribing to the channel. We have 8,000 subscribers and I wanted to thank each and every one of you guys, but we're only 2,000 subscribers away from 10,000, so we are getting close. If you guys would, please hit that subscribe button. But let's get right into the exterior and performance. So, like I said, this is a 2023 Lincoln Navigator Black Label L, and this particular one has been painted in Infinite Black. So the Navigator as a whole did get refreshed in 2022, and very little has changed from the 2022 to the 2023 model year. However, the only thing that's really different, or one of the only things besides color options, is that the ELSD is now included with the heavy duty trailer tow package, which actually applies to this particular Navigator because it has the heavy duty trailer tow package. But we'll get to that later on in the video. But let's start over here at our headlights. So you do get adaptive pixel projector headlights with automatic high beams, as well as LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals, and LED fog lights towards the bottom of your front bumper. So these are your LED fog lights, these are your LED turn signals, and this is your LED daytime running light strip. Now, working our way to the front grille, you do get a chrome front grille. This is a Black Label specific front grille. As you guys can see that the grille itself is kind of like the Lincoln logo shape with those like little mesh insert things. But you do get a chrome grille surround as well. And then this Lincoln logo is actually illuminated. So at night, I think this would look really, really cool. And then at the bottom of the Lincoln logo is where you'll find your forward facing camera. That forward facing camera goes along with the 360-degree view camera system that comes standard on the Black Label. Now, you also do get a black lower grille just for a little bit of extra airflow into that big 3.5-liter V6 that is twin turbocharged. And then just above your fog lights on both sides, you have these air vents to help aid with aerodynamics, which hopefully in turn leads to better fuel economy, but really at the end of the day, who knows. And then you also get a chrome trim piece at the bottom of the front bumper. And then last but not least, you also do get a body color lower front fascia, and you get 6 forward facing sensors. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And Lincoln actually says they are forward facing sensors and side view sensors. So you get the, I guess, 4 forward facing sensors and 2 side view sensors. But there are a couple more things I wanted to mention at the bottom. You do get a satin black valance at the bottom, just also to help with aerodynamics and fuel economy. And then if you guys were wondering about the ground clearance, you get 9.6 inches of ground clearance with the Navigator. Now, working our way down and around to the wheel and tire setup. With the Navigator, you do get these 22-inch 14-spoke machine face wheels with ebony pockets. These wheels are wrapped in 285/45 Pirelli Scorpion Verde all-season tires. I'll give you guys a view of the tread pattern on those tires. Now, if you guys do not like the chrome pieces and these wheels, you guys can get the optional $6,695 special edition package, which gives you guys a black mesh grille, black wheels, black mirror caps, a black painted roof, as well as a black roof rack. So again, if you guys don't like this, you guys can get all those elements blacked out. There are still a couple chrome trim pieces, but for the most part, it is all blacked out, and it gives you that two-tone type of design. Now, working our way over here, I did miss one thing, and that is that you do get an adaptive suspension with road view, as well as you do get rain sensing wipers and your Navigator fender / door badging, which the back plate is black, and then on the bottom you get a chrome trim piece, and the Navigator lettering is in chrome as well. Get your shark fin antenna at the center of the roof line, and then working our way back down to here, you do get chrome mirror caps with integrated turn signals. These side view mirrors are heated, power folding, driver side auto dimming. You guys do get the side view mirror memory, which is nice. So you have 3 memory seat adjustment settings, and the side view mirrors are included with the seat adjustment settings. And then you get your blind spot monitoring on the upper left hand side of your driver side mirror and on the upper right hand side of your passenger side mirror. And then you also do get a camera that goes along with your 360-degree view camera system, as well as puddle lights. So that is very, very nice. Now let's do a little side profile of the Navigator L. This thing is a big behemoth girl, but she still looks really, really good. Now working our way from the top to the bottom, this particular one has been optioned with the $250 crossbars. But again, you do get chrome roof rails, chrome window trim, which is only at the bottom of the windows. And then you get body color door handles with a chrome strip, and that is what that looks like. Obviously, you do get keyless access, and then you do get chrome door spears at the bottom of your passenger doors. And then all the way at the bottom, you guys do get illuminated body color power running boards. So when you open up the door, the running boards will retract. And then this piece right here that you can see is body color black. So pretty cool, and it looks nice and clean, and you can't even tell that this has power running boards until they retract down. Now working our way to the back, you guys do get a capless filler neck. All you gotta do is press on that and it will open up, and that is what your capless filler neck looks like. And then working our way to the back end, you guys do get a body color roof spoiler with your integrated third brake light, which is located right here. Obviously, you guys see you have a rear wiper, and then you get this chrome trim piece that runs across, separating the glass from the metal hatch. Now I did want to show you guys that the upper glass does actually open, so you got to find this little pad located right here, and the upper glass will open. So if you guys do a Home Depot run, you pick up a couple 2x6s, you can pop this open and not have to worry about, you know, not being able to fit those 2x6s. And then just below that, you got your Lincoln lettering in black with a chrome outline strip. You guys do get LED taillights, as well as another chrome trim piece just above your backup camera. Now your backup camera is located right here. You guys also get a power liftgate as standard. All you got to find is this L and the O, go down the center, and that is where the button is to open up your power liftgate. And one thing about the Expeditions and the Navigators is that with the L, in comparison to like the Yukon XL and the Chevy Suburban, there is a lot more storage space behind the third row seat. So very good amount of storage space behind the third row seats. And then coming over to here, you guys can power fold up and power fold down your second row seat. So I pressed the 3L button, and the second or third row seats, excuse me, will drop. I believe if I press this button, that seat will go down, but I don't believe that they come power back up. Yeah, in the second row, you can drop from back here, but you guys cannot raise the second row seats, but you can raise and drop the third row seats from these buttons here. And then underneath here, you get a little bit more storage space, but it doesn't quite want to come up because I got all these floor mats here. But really, that's about it for the back end. You also get a nice little light right here for at night. You guys can basically see what's going on. That's like a puddle light to shine down here. And then press this button and the power lift gate will drop again. Then working our way down, you guys do get a body color rear bumper with 6 sensors. So you guys get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 sensors. And then you also get a reflector that goes all the way across the rear bumper, or at least like 90%, so it goes all the way across here. And I believe you have like rear marker lights on, like from here to here. And then this particular one has also been optioned with the $2,600 heavy duty trailer tow package, which I'll display on screen right now. I'm not going to go over each and every thing that comes with that package, but I am going to highlight a few. You guys do get a class 4 tow hitch, as well as 4 and 7 pin connectors, and that ELSD, like I mentioned to you guys, which is new to that package for 2023. And then you also do get a 373 rear axle ratio, if that is something that you guys were wondering about. Now, if you guys wanted to know the max tow capacity of the way that this particular 2023 Lincoln Navigator Black Label L with 4-wheel drive is spec'd, it is 8,100 pounds. Now, the max tow capacity is 8,100 pounds with the L and 4-wheel drive. So if you guys got the L with 2-wheel drive, I actually believe the tow capacity is actually a little bit greater with the 2-wheel drive variant as compared to the 4-wheel drive. Now, let me know what you guys think of the 2023 Navigator Black Label in the comment section down below. I think it looks really, really sweet in my personal opinion. Now, the special edition package, if I'm already spending this kind of money on this vehicle, You know, I know 66 or whatever the price point of that was, it was $6,695, is a lot of money, but personally I like the blacked out elements, and I think that would make it look even better than it already does. So that is a package personally that I might consider getting, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 that makes 440 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 5.5 seconds. If you guys were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 16 miles per gallon in the city, 22 miles per gallon on the highway, for 18 miles per gallon combined with four-wheel drive. I think those fuel economy numbers are pretty respectable, especially considering the kind of power that this thing's making. And if you guys get the 6.2 on either the Yukon XL or the Suburban, you're only making 420 and 460 torque on, again, the Yukon XL and the Suburban. So relatively similar fuel economy numbers. However, this one makes quite a bit more power. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said to you guys earlier on in the video, we are so close to 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot hit that without your guys' help. I apologize for the wind noise. But with that out of the way, let's move into the interior. All right, moving into the interior, obviously you do get keyless access, so all you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock, as well as the running boards will come down. You can also lock the vehicle by running your finger across these 4 hash marks, and the vehicle will lock. You can tell the vehicle locks because the side view mirrors fold in. There are a couple ways that you can get into the interior. So obviously you can do the keyless access way. You also have this touchpad here. You can type in your code and you can get into the vehicle that way. And obviously you can also get into the vehicle by pressing the unlock button on your key fob. There are a couple other functions I wanted to show you guys with the key fob. You can remote start the vehicle, and you can power open and or close your lift gate. But I do want to remote start the vehicle for you guys. So press the lock button and then press the button under the lock button twice, and the vehicle will fire up. And that is what it sounds like when it fires up. Now let's move into the interior. This particular Black Label is specced out with the chalet theme, which looks really sweet. It's basically like a beige leather with some like brownish type leather. It looks really, really sweet in my personal opinion. But now let's take a look at the driver's side door panel. So at the top of the door panel, it is all leather wrapped. It's basically the whole door panel from like here up is all leather wrapped, and it looks phenomenal. You get some wood trim in there. This button right here will automatically massage your butt and your back, and then this will bring you into your seat controls on the infotainment screen. I'll show you guys that in a minute. This is your Revel speaker surround. You also have one down here as well to go along with your 28 speaker Revel Ultima sound system. You get your unlock and your lock buttons. You also do, with the Black Label, get the 30-way power adjustable front seats with the massaging functions. So these seats have so many levels of adjustability. I mean, even the thigh extension is split in two. So if you guys just want this thigh extension to come out, you can do that. I mean, there are literally so many different things that you guys can adjust this seat. It's like the perfect position seat, I think is what they call it. So really, really cool. And then all those functions for the seat are right here. 3 memory seat adjustment settings. You get automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners. Here are your power mirror controls. That will restrict your passenger window privileges. And then pressing on this button will power fold out and or fold in your side view mirrors. Right here, great spot. You can set a phone and tons of miscellaneous storage space at the bottom of the door panel. Now, moving our way into the interior, you guys can see you have an illuminated Black Label door sill. It's brushed aluminum. It looks absolutely phenomenal. It lights up at night. So if you guys don't know, or your friends don't know, and they're getting into this thing, you guys know, or they know, that they're getting into a Black Label, which in my opinion is really baller. Now, taking a look again at these seats look super comfortable, and they are super comfortable. Now let's step into the interior. So right now, this screen is not on and this screen is not on, even though the vehicle is on. So you guys do have to push the button to start it up, and now this will work. That will work as well. I'm gonna close this door here, and let's take a look. Moving into the interior, I got a bunch of different warning things, but over here, this will open and or close your power lift gate. This is your fog light button. Here are your headlight controls. And then these buttons here will brighten or dim your gauge cluster, as well as your backlit buttons. And then this little rocker switch here is to either push the pedals down here away from you, or you can bring the pedals towards you, which is very, very nice. And then right here, you have these different arrows. This is for your power, tilting, and telescoping steering wheel. So steering wheel comes towards you, and it also goes up and down. Now on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you guys have your turn signal stalk. So let's take a listen to it. That is what the turn signal sounds like on the 2023 Navigator. And then on the right-hand side of your steering wheel, you have your windshield wiper control stalk for both the front windshield wipers and the rear glass wiper. Now I can see that flashing right there. I cannot see that here in real life. It's just the camera that is picking that up. Now taking a look at our steering wheel, the steering wheel is leather wrapped as well as heated. Now, one thing I noticed about the steering wheel is that the only way that I found that you could turn the heated steering wheel on was to come over to this side of your screen, like this little piece here, and come and press on that button, and that turns the heated steering wheel on or off. I don't think there's any physical buttons, but I'm gonna move over to there real quick because the sun is kind of hot. All right, I moved spots and I also took my jacket off. On the right and left side of your steering wheel, you have your steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. This is to downshift. This is to upshift. Let's take a listen to our horn though. That is what the horn sounds like on the Navigator. And then you got these controls over here. So this is to volume up, this is to volume down, this is to go back on a track, that's to go forward on a track. And then down here you have all your adaptive cruise control settings. You get your lane keep assist setting on or off. Then this is like your gap adjust. So all these are for your adaptive cruise control. And then on this side of the steering wheel, you have this back arrow, this up arrow, this down arrow, and this OK button. These are to control what's going on in your 12-inch digital gauge cluster. Now, just above your 12-inch digital gauge cluster is where you'll find your heads-up display, which is located about right there. I'm not sure if the GoPro is gonna pick it up, but you do have a heads-up display system. But we'll get to the heads-up display in a minute because I do want to talk about these controls here. This is to pick up on a phone call and hang up on a phone call. This is to speak to the vehicle. This will bring you into your heads-up display or head-up display settings. This will bring you into your audio stuff, your settings, and your navigation button, which would be right there. And now let's go throughout this screen. So taking a look at our 12-inch digital gauge cluster, I can tell that the GoPro is not picking that up all that well because the sun is basically directly in the view of the camera. So I'm gonna move it over to here. Now you get your RPM gauge on the left-hand side of the gauge cluster. You get your speedometer on the right-hand side of the gauge cluster. That's your digital speedometer readout. That is like your lane keep stuff at the moment. That's like the music playing at the current time. Ambient exterior temperature, that's our compass. Then that lets us know that the lane keep assist is on. That lets us know auto stop start is off at the moment. Coolant temperature gauge, right now that is the drive mode we're in. We're in normal mode. And then that's our fuel gauge. So right now we're pretty low on fuel. You get your fuel range, 30 miles till empty. You guys can see on your gas pump, it's pointing to the left-hand side of the vehicle. That means you fill the vehicle up on the driver's side. So if that arrow right there was pointing to the right-hand side of the vehicle, you would fill it up on the passenger side of the vehicle. Now let's go throughout the screen here. So if I press this, this will bring me into my different screens. So I got my calm screen. I'm actually pressing this. Trip 1, trip 2, fuel economy stuff, tire pressure stuff. That lets me know my seatbelt stuff. And then this is my driver assistance stuff. Now go down here. This will bring you into like your menu. So you can go into your display setup, oil life, or your neutral tow. So if we go into here, you can adjust these different things. Now we're gonna go back. We can go back over to here. You can go into your heads-up display stuff. So right now, it brings you into your heads-up display settings. So heads-up display is on at the moment. I'm gonna click it down. You can go into your heads-up display menu. You can adjust the brightness of the heads-up display. So right now I'm making it brighter. Press OK. And you can also adjust the position up or down. And you can also adjust the rotation of it as well. And then you can adjust the contents of which displays on the heads-up display. But back to this screen here, this will bring me into my audio stuff. So this is like your instant audio button, shortcut button. Go back, this will bring you again into your navigation stuff. And that's about it again for that screen. This is your driver focus thing. So basically make sure that you guys have your eyes on the road as you guys are driving down the road. And if you don't it's going to give you a audio and visual warning saying, hey, you really got to focus on the road. Now, taking a look up top here, you guys have a ton of leather wrapping the top of the dash. You get your Revel speaker up top here, and then you get a lot of wood or faux wood trim going throughout here to that side as well. Then you have your push button, start button. This is your trailer backup assist. So basically all you gotta do is turn this knob to the right or left and the vehicle will back up the trailer for you. And then below that you have your integrated trailer brake controller. I believe both of those things come a part of the heavy duty trailer tow package. And then just to the right of those things is where you will find your 13.2-inch Sync 4 infotainment screen with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. So right now we're in our audio shortcut, which brings you into this screen here. You guys can read over that. That's Apple CarPlay. And then this is my Apple CarPlay thing. So right now you can go into the music that's playing. You can go into the Waze stuff. You can go in between these different apps. And yeah, that's about it for that. I love Waze on this big screen. So this takes up a big chunk of the screen, which is something that I personally appreciate. And comparing this to the Expedition, I like the horizontally mounted screen rather than the vertically mounted screen. Again, that's just personal preference. And then you can go into your navigation stuff there. You can go into your favorites here. So you can see this screen. These are your favorites. Then you can go into this screen over here. You can go in between your different apps, which is Apple CarPlay, Android Auto at the moment, and then you can go in between your different settings. That's one setting screen. This is two setting screen, and then that is your third setting screen. So you can go into, again, your driver's seat stuff, which will display on screen. But basically, you can go into this screen. If you come over here and you press on this button, that brings you back into the same exact screen. So again, that's like your shortcut button to get into that. This will automatically massage your back. And then you can go in between your different features. So you get your running board stuff, driver assistant stuff, which I'll show you guys on screen now. Get your adaptive cruise control stuff, lane keep stuff, pre-collision assist, backup camera, blind spot, hill descent control, cross traffic alert stuff, reverse brake assist, driver alert on or off. We can actually, it'll tell us what driver alert does. So it notifies you if the vehicle detects that you are inattentive, which is basically what I already told you guys. This is the driver temperature, or what the driver temperature is set to. That's the current time. And then over here, this is a 4G LTE hotspot capable vehicle. That's the ambient exterior temperature, so it's 49 degrees out. And then that is the passenger temperature. This is a tri-zone climate control vehicle. And like I mentioned to you guys earlier on in the video, this is your climate thing on screen, and this is how you turn your heated steering wheel on or off. So if you guys get into your Black Label and you first buy it and you're like, how do I turn my heated steering wheel on? On the window sticker, it says I have a heated steering wheel. Well, that was me about 20 minutes ago. So all you got to do is come over to this side of the screen, click throughout these different screens. So you got your audio stuff, this is your navigation stuff, you got your phone stuff. Keep coming down, you get your trip one, you get your fuel economy, and then all the way down is your climate control, and then click that again to turn your heated steering wheel on or off. Working our way down, you have 4 HVAC vents on the dash, 1, 2, 3, and 4 over there. This is your instant camera button. So right now, this right here is my forward facing camera, and then over here is the 360-degree view camera system. When I put it into reverse, this part will become my backup camera with guidance lines, and then you have this guidance line going down the center to help you line up to your boat trailer, side-by-side trailer, or, you know, motocross trailer, whatever, car trailer, something like that. You guys get the gist of what I'm saying. Got your hazard button. That's what your hazards sound like. And then you have a push button transmission. So one thing that I noticed that was kind of interesting is that for reverse and for drive, you kind of have a textured button, whereas park and neutral, it's smooth. So for your driving gears, you get that little textured button. So push down to go into reverse, drive, neutral, park. Very, very easy to use. And then down here, this is your climate control stack. And then above your climate control stack, you got your volume knob, you got your tuning knob. This will turn the radio on or off, so basically mutes the radio. This is to go back on a track, forward on a track, and then this will lock the rear audio. So you can see rear audio locked, you can unlock it. That lets you know if your passenger airbag is on or off. And then you do get heated and ventilated front seats and second row seats with 3 levels of adjustability. And it also has auto temperature. So it'll automatically either turn the heated seat on and your heated or ventilated seat on. So it'll automatically do either one of these functions, or you can do it manually as well. So all you gotta do is touch it, and then you can manually turn it on, click it again, and that turns it auto back on. Also, if you guys were like, you know, I see on the window sticker that this has a wireless charging pad. Where the heck is the wireless charging pad? Well, let me show you. So down in here, so if you open this thing up right here, this is where you will find your wireless charging pad. And then you also get a USB-C port and a USB-A port, as well as a 12-volt power outlet. You also get a little light right here. So my iPhone 14 Pro Max actually fits in the wireless charging pad, no problem. So if I stick it down in there, it fits. And then you got a spot over here you can set the key fob if you want to. So right now I got the key fob. Now it's a good spot. You can set the key fob. You get 2 cup holders. And then if you guys don't want to see any of this, you can close that. You can close this. And then it looks a lot cleaner. This is your electronic parking brake. This vehicle does have auto hold, so if you're tired of holding your foot on the brake in traffic, the vehicle will hold you in place with its braking system. That's a very, very nice feature. And then over here, you have your auto stop start on or off. Right now it's off, right now it's on. And then this is your park assist. So I believe this has a credit because this does not have active park assist, but I'll show you guys that when we get into the MSRP or the window sticker. But you can also turn the parking sensors on or off by that button there, and then this will navigate to parking, but I don't believe this will park it for you. So yeah, it just brings you into like the map. But yeah, then you also have 7 different drive modes, so you can twist it. We'll start over here with Excite, which is basically like your sport mode. So you got Excite, you got Conserve, you have normal 4x4 auto, you got slippery, you got deep conditions, and you have slow climb. I'm gonna go back over. So you also do, with the heavy duty trailer tow package, get a 2-speed transfer case. So you get 4-wheel drive high and 4-wheel drive low, as well as 2-wheel drive high, obviously. And then opening this up, you have a center console with a 12-volt power outlet located here. You get this divider that comes in or out. You can put your phone in here if you wanted to. And then you have a very good amount of storage space, more than my whole forearm fits down in there. So very good amount of storage space down in there. And you also get a light down here as well. It is a halogen light. And then one thing that I thought was kind of interesting, but also, you know, looks pretty cool in my opinion, is that you get 2 separated armrests. They're both nicely padded with some accent colored stitching. They're not connected. So I think that kind of looks pretty premium in my personal opinion. Now, if you guys were wondering if you can slide them forward or backwards, you cannot do that, which I'm a little sad about, but that's beside, doesn't really matter. And then down here, tons and tons of storage space. It does go through to the passenger, but very good amount of storage space down in there. You get a frameless and auto dimming rear view mirror. And then up top here, you got your different light controls, so you can turn on all the dome lights by the push of that button. That will turn all the lights off. That will let you turn the lights on. If you open up the door, the lights will come on. If you press that button again, the lights will not come on when you open up the door. These buttons here are for your power panoramic roof shade. So that's for the shade. And then I believe this button basically just drops the 3rd row headrests, which is kind of a funny thing. And then opening this up, you get your spot. You can set your sunglasses. And then you got like one of those things you find in like a Honda Odyssey minivan with basically you can see your passengers. And then these things here, universal garage door opener. You get a beautiful suede headliner, so it's not one of those Expedition headliners. You actually get a suede headliner. Opening this up, spot you can set some money or any small paper product. Opening this up, vanity mirror with 2 vanity lights, and then this slides forward and backwards, which is very, very nice. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is that even over here, the poop handles feel and look super, super premium. Same thing for this one as well. The passenger also gets an extra poop panel if the driver is really bad at driving, as well as a speaker with the Revel sound system, another speaker with the Revel sound system, and then that is your Bluetooth mic pickup for a Bluetooth phone. And then you also get another one of those right there on the passenger side. Now, one thing that's pretty cool about these headrests is that, watch, they come towards you, they go away from you, and then they also go up and they go down. Very, very nice. And I'm telling you guys, if you guys don't find your perfect position here with these seats, it's your own damn fault. Randy, shout out to you for that saying. But you also get a panoramic roof. Now, I do want to go over a couple different features. So this is my segment called Kenny's Key Features, and these are just, you know, some cool features I think you guys might want to know about that also I think are cool. So this does get the 30-way power adjustable front seats with massage function, adaptive cruise control with stop and go, lane centering assist, and speed sign recognition. This has the lane keeping system with lane keeping aid, lane keeping alert, driver alert system, and road edge detection. This has Lincoln Copilot 360 2.0 vision and drive. I'll put that on screen now. This also has blind spot with cross traffic alert and trailer coverage. This has evasive steer assist, reverse brake assist. This also has the Revel 28 speaker sound system. So this is the Revel Ultima sound system. This has the wireless charging pad, heated and ventilated first and second row seats, heated steering wheel, panoramic roof, and 7 drive modes. This also has the optional $200 all-weather floor mats. Bear with me while I bring up the window sticker. All right, I'm gonna throw up the entire window sticker on screen. You guys can take a look at the government 5-star safety ratings. You can take a look at the optional equipment. You guys can take a look at what comes standard with the Black Label. You can see this is a 4-wheel drive Black Label. It's the L, but I'm just gonna highlight the total MSRP. So the total MSRP of the way that this particular 2023 Navigator L Black Label 4x4 is spec'd is $116,825. Now this thing is really nicely loaded up, but you still have that $6,695 option if you guys do want those blacked out elements on the exterior. But this thing is super nice. It's super comfortable. Sound system is phenomenal. I just got out of an Aviator with the same sound system, but for some reason it sounds a whole lot better here in the Navigator than it did in the Aviator. It's in the Aviator, on the bassy parts of the songs, it wasn't totally what I expected it to be, whereas this one, it's perfection. And obviously you would expect that out of a $116,000 vehicle, but the sound system is money. Now, moving into the second row seats, you can see that the door handles are illuminated. But moving into these seats, the second row seats, or the door panel, looks pretty much the exact same as what you would find in the front. Automatic up and down windows. You got a spot you can set, I guess, the keys if you wanted to back here. You got a spot you can set a phone, tons of miscellaneous storage at the bottom of the door panel, and then this is all leather wrapped and it feels very nice. Taking a look at the seats in the second row. Again, these are heated and ventilated second row captain's chairs with the fold down armrest, which is very nice. You get an O-Poop handle, which I'm gonna grab when I step into the vehicle. You get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat. You get another seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. You get 2 O-Poop handles for your second row seats. You get one here, one over there, and then you get an HVAC vent there, as well as a Revel speaker up top here. Same thing on this side. Speaker, poop handle, spot you can set your dry cleaning, HVAC vent, another O-Poop handle. I think I mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it again. Seat back pocket behind the driver and passenger seats. Now, this is something that I am new to me, and this is something that just was in the Aviator and had the same thing. This is such a cool system. So this is a tri-zone climate control vehicle, and you can go into your climate control settings here. You can adjust the temperature, the fan speed, and the direction of which the air is blowing. You can also turn the HVAC system off. Like I mentioned to you guys, you get heated and ventilated second row seats, both with 3 levels of adjustability, and that is what that looks like. You can go into your audio stuff. You can turn the volume up from back here. You can turn the volume down from back here. You can pause the radio from back here. You can change the source. You can turn or mute the audio system. Really cool. And then you can also go in between these settings. You can turn this display off. You can go into the calm screen. You can adjust the brightness of the screen, as well as the mode, which would be like day or night. And then just below that, you have a USB-A port and a USB-C port. You also get a 12-volt power outlet here and a 150-watt household power outlet all the way to the right. And then opening this up, you get some cup holders. You get 2 cup holders right there. And just like the Expedition, I mean, there's just a ton of space for me. I am adjusted behind myself. I did recline this seat more than I normally would, and I still have a ton of leg room, a ton of knee room, and a ton of headroom. Now, if I'm not happy with where my seat's setting, I can also recline this back, and now I am ultra comfortable. I can also move this up a bit and just basically adjust it exactly as I want it to. So I love all the adjustments here for these second row seats, and I could easily, and I'm saying easily, do a road trip in the second row seats all the way from where I'm at in Virginia down to Miami, Florida. Super comfortable seats here in the second row. Now let's see what these seats are like here in the third row, but let me adjust the recliningness or whatever of this seat here. So I'm gonna go to about like right there where I'm still comfortable, and then let's see how I am behind myself. So you guys can slide these second row seats forward, which I'm gonna have to right now, but you can see I'm 5'9". I am behind myself, where this seat is pretty much all the way back, not reclined but slid, and you can see my knees are touching. So not as comfortable back here in the third row. However, the seats are very comfortable themselves. So I would just have to slide this seat forward, and I could still do a long road trip back here, even in the third row seats. HVAC vent, another HVAC vent. You get your dome lights for your passengers. I believe, what does this do? Okay, that's just, okay, so I can also power recline the third row seats by the push of this button here. So now seats are coming towards me, and now I'm reclining them. And again, that's all done powerly. That's not a word, but I made it a word, so it is a word. And then over here, you get 2 cup holders on this side, as well as a ton of miscellaneous storage space here that goes all the way to the back. Again, USB-A port. On this side, you only get 1 cup holder, but you do get a USB-A port. You still get those power reclining functions, and then you get tons of miscellaneous storage space down in here. And then all the way back here, you get a 12-volt power outlet. But you also get a spot you can set dry cleaning even back here in the third row, again on both sides. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of the Navigator. So now I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now onto the driving portion of the review, where this thing drives so well. It's so comfortable. I mean, I just adjusted my seat. I dialed it in exactly how I wanted it to be, and I got it literally perfect. Like, it's so comfortable. Now, it almost has too much adjustability with these seats. However, once you get the seat dialed, you're like, okay, I absolutely love these seats. And that is exactly how I feel. Like I mentioned in my last video, which I was gonna say I mentioned earlier on in this video, but maybe I did, I don't know. But my dad has a 2017 Lincoln MKZ with the 3-liter, which by the way is super fast and a great car. He does not have the multi-contour seats, he just has the regular seats, and those seats are so comfortable. Lincoln makes some of the most comfortable seats, and they edge out Ford seats. Now, Ford used to be like my most comfortable seat, which is, this is, you know, relatively similar to a Ford, but Lincoln just takes it up a notch. You know, they make the seats even more comfortable. These seats are so comfortable. The ride is so comfortable. It is so well insulated from the outside world. Like, it is a very windy day today, and I mean, you can't hear any wind noise really in this thing. Now, you know, I'm not going 75 miles an hour down the highway, so I can't really speak to what the wind noise and the road noise is like at 75. However, you know, I probably got this thing up to like 50-ish, and I can tell you that the road noise is very good at that speed. There's like none. So I would expect nothing less than a very quiet ride at 75 miles per hour. I mean, after all, this is the Black Label. I have not driven a new Escalade, but I can imagine that this thing would definitely give the Escalade a run for its money. It looks great. If you guys want it to look, you know, better, in my personal opinion, you guys can get the special edition package for $6,695, which basically gives you some blacked out elements on the exterior. If you guys, you know, prefer the chrome, then you can save yourself that almost $6,700. But if you guys do end up liking the black trim, then you guys, you know, you're gonna have to option the $6,695 special edition package. But the way that this thing drives, it's just so good. It's got great power. I'll floor it here. The get up and go on this thing is phenomenal. I mean, this thing is a ripper for sure. And for this thing, 3 rows, it's the long version, to rip like it just did, very, very good job, Lincoln, for this power plant. I know this is basically a derivative, or maybe the exact engine that's in like the Expedition Stealth Limited with the high output variant, where this makes like 510 pound-feet of torque. I'm pretty sure it's the same EcoBoost engine. Maybe it's tweaked a little bit for this, but it's either way, if it's tweaked or not, it is a phenomenal power plant. And you know, it definitely gives the Yukon, the Suburban, and I'm not sure if the, I'm sure it does though, the Cadillac Escalade with the 6.2 liter probably makes the same amount of power that the Suburban and the Yukon XL do with the 6.2, which is 420 horsepower, 460 torque. I would assume that it makes very similar, if not the same power in the Escalade that it does. But those, the 6.2 and the Escalade, or the Yukon XL, gets about the same exact fuel economy that this does, and this has 20 more horsepower and I believe, what is it, 50 more pound-feet of torque. So relatively similar fuel economy. However, this thing produces quite a bit more power, both with the torque figure and the horsepower figure. Now, one thing that I noticed when I was driving through these back roads here is that this thing handles better than it should. And obviously I'm not complaining about the way that it handles, because it handles very, very good. And it has that adaptive suspension that actually reads the road in front of you, and if it sees something like a pothole, it will adjust the adaptive suspension to soak up that pothole better. I mean, that's just insane technology to me, and I think that's really, really cool, and it just rides phenomenal. I'm gonna go around this turn. This is a 20 mile per hour turn, suggested 20 mile per hour turn, and I want to see how this thing handles at, you know, relatively high speed. So we're gonna go like 30, and it handles very well. I feel like this handles better than the Expedition, because I feel like the Expedition doesn't quite handle as well as this. The Expedition cruises very well at speed, like it's super, super smooth, but you know, it's not a handler, whereas this one, go and do the body roll test, definitely noticeably handles better than the Expedition does. So that's definitely due in part to the adaptive suspension, but man, this thing cruises well. The sound system is phenomenal. It sounds fantastic, and that was something, a little gripe that I had with the Lincoln Aviator in the video that I just did. With that is that it had, I think, the same sound system, because that had 28 speakers, this had 28, or has 28 speakers. But this one, for some reason, just has better sound to it all across the board. Mid-range, bass, this just sound system is really, really good. Fantastic sound system. Overall, this is a really nice vehicle. I love how this has the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and it has the horizontally mounted screen as compared to the Expedition's vertically mounted screen. I definitely prefer the horizontally mounted screen. Now, if I had to give this thing one neg, it would be that the heated steering wheel button you have to access through the screen, which personally, not the biggest fan of. But you know, that's not going to make me not want to buy the car just because the button's on the screen, because this is a fantastic riding car. The seats are super comfortable. I could definitely do a very long road trip in this as a rider, as a passenger, as well as a driver, because this thing, it's just very effortless to drive. You know, I mean, literally you can drive this thing with one finger, no problem, and it's just very easy to park because the steering wheel, or the steering, is light. You get the 360-degree view camera, which definitely helps in parking situations. You get the forward-facing sensors, you get the rear view sensors. So overall, it is a phenomenal car, or I guess SUV. So if you guys are interested in this particular one, I'll be sure to have Michael's information in the description box down below. But that is it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm really trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would, please help me. Take a second out of your day, give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.